forever in the day. The time has come. It has passed. He will be signing it. More than likely, he will be making some remarks after he does so as well. Hope all of you have been having a good holiday. Hey, Eric, how you doing? What's going on, Jay? Hey, Mark. Hope y'all been well. Y'all is hot about this piece. In North Cackalack today. And I'm trying to find my phone that I just saw. Gotta love it. Just saw my phone and now I can't find it. But y'all, this bill has been super controversial. Super controversial. Folks feel like, it's gonna cut their Medicaid and Medicare and all of them goodies. But the president says that only those who, one, should not have it, and two, who are not actual citizens are going to be the only ones that are going to be affected by that. But only time will tell. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. We waiting for Fox News to get their life together and let us know what's going on. Let's see what he got to say real quick.
Breslow, and I've been here for the past several hours to bring you all of your live events, top stories, and breaking news on this Friday. We are now past the top of the hour, 5:07.
We are. Y'all know how good president ain't never on time. What's going on, TJ?
West Coast. We are waiting for one of the main events here, as we do have President Trump expected to sign the big, beautiful bill just a day after it did pass the House and several, and really Congress in general, until a deadline of today to get this on his desk. They did that just yesterday, and now he is going to sign it in front of all those people that are lined up outside of the White House. This was slated to start right at the top of the hour. We are still waiting on
he ain't never on time.
Second it
Time might be 6 o'clock.
Bring it to you in full here on Live
Y'all
Now.
know how this goes. This ain't nothing new.
I do also want to take you to this post here coming in from the First Lady, Melania Trump,
Okay.
who will be at the signing as well as at the military family picnic that will follow. She said, this Independence Day, we will celebrate our heroes and their families at the White House with a special picnic and breathtaking flyovers by F-22s, F-35s, and a B-2. Let's honor the sacrifices of our military families as we come together in gratitude and in joy. Again, that is a post here from First Lady Melania Trump as we wait for arrival and the arrival of President Donald Trump. As we wait for that to get underway, I do want to take you to a press conference earlier with officials over in Montgomery County as they talk just a little bit more about what to keep an eye on as there are those fireworks celebrations.
Anybody see any good fireworks
later on today? So I'm going to play that out for you.
I have some neighbors that thought it was a good idea to get started about 2 hours ago.
Walk out.
Fireworks, and it's interesting that the rules vary across the region. It's simple for us here in Montgomery County and Prince George's County. All fireworks are illegal, but we want to be able to demonstrate to you today how dangerous fireworks are, and we want to encourage people to go to a public display of fireworks. Fireworks are dangerous. Leave them to the professionals. Using and possessing fireworks in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia is associated with that $1,000, $2,000. Don't risk that. We're not talking about fines and rules. We just want people to be safe. Our departments are members of the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments Fire Chiefs Committee.
Hi, Susan. Happy Independence Day.
24 local governments. Throughout the Council of Governments, fire officials train, communicate, coordinate, and improve public safety and respond to emergencies. That's what they do. Today, on behalf of COG's Fire Chiefs Committee, you'll hear from the chiefs here messages about from officials from D.C., the District of Columbia, Virginia, and of course Maryland. And we can answer any questions if there are any. Then we'll hold a live fire demonstration, provided some visuals of the dangers of fireworks and the dangers that they pose.
They're having a demonstration.
Thanks again for attending the important messages. The demonstration will be conducted with the Union Bomb Squad.
Y'all be careful with the fireworks.
Now,
some of y'all don't know what y'all doing.
Further delay, I'd like to introduce the first speaker and call up Fire Chief Corey Smedley from Montgomery County. Chief.
Good afternoon, everybody. First, to the media, thank you for being here today to help us get our message out. Council of Governments, we really appreciate you bringing the region together. It literally takes us all to keep our community safe. And part of doing that is having the relationships we do, and we gain a lot of that through the Council of Governments. So I just wanted to state that. We know the 4th of July is coming, and we want to remind people in Montgomery County and in our partner jurisdiction, Prince George's County, all fireworks are illegal. They are illegal. They're illegal for good reasons. Sparklers can burn over 1,200 dangerous. They cause fires, serious injuries, and put lives at risk. Not only our neighbors, ourselves, but our first responders as well. So please help us keep our first responders safe and go to places where there are public events that allow you to safely watch fireworks by professionals.
Not the professionals, please.
Last year alone in Montgomery County, we've had several fires. One fire last year destroyed the entire home. What we see with our injuries with fires are extremities, your hands, your head, your eyes, your lungs. Those are the basic type of injuries that we see. And today we will, as Pete talked about, we'll get a demonstration from our bomb squad in Montgomery County to demonstrate some of those.
Okay, y'all hear some neighbors of mine out there now messing with fireworks.
That we see
5:13 in the afternoon.
Improper use of fireworks. Let us celebrate responsibly. There are many avenues. You can go to the website in this region, but there are many of our jurisdictions that offer fireworks demonstrations that can be safe. So please, if you don't hear anything else, be responsible, have a prevention state of mind, and leave it to the professionals to
preventative state of mind.
Our fireworks in this region. Thank you.
Yeah, y'all have a preventative state of mind.
Thank you, Chief. You know, and to the Chief's point that July is a busy time for all of us here in the metropolitan region, and hundreds of calls, thousands of calls are responded to each year this time of year. Every 4th of July, every jurisdiction represented here, the call volume triples on the 4th of July. Those are fires, injuries, explosions. Most of those are preventable. Now I'd like to call up
you don't like fireworks,
Chief Aaron White from Prince George's County.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Assistant Fire Chief Aaron White with the Prince George's County Fire and EMS Department. I want to be direct. All fireworks are illegal in Prince George's County. That includes sparklers, snappers, and everything in between. The law is crystal clear. It explodes, flies, or sparks. It's not allowed. And there are serious consequences that come with violating the law, up to $1,000 in fines and 6 months in jail. In nearby Charles County, Maryland, in 2023, a fireworks-related incident turned deadly for a young man. We don't want to see that type of tragedy repeated. Transporting fireworks from other states into Maryland is against the law, even if they're legal where you bought them. Don't risk it. If you see fireworks being stored, set off, or sold in your neighborhood, please call the police. Help us keep your.
Are you encouraging people to snitch?
Let's enjoy this holiday the right way. Attend a professional show and leave fireworks to trained experts. Thank you. Stay safe this 4th of July.
Umar, what happened? What did you see?
Again, emphasizing in Prince George's County and Montgomery County and Baltimore City for that matter, all fireworks, including sparklers, are prohibited or illegal, and for good reason. Now I'd like to call up Arlington County Assistant Fire Chief Jason Jenkins. Chief.
Good afternoon.
Hold on, y'all. We might have some action. Hold on. We might have some action. Hold up. We'll go to another.
You're up to
Yeah, we're about to go to another source. Hold on.
safety. Safety first.
On my fireworks. I'm gonna worry about mosquitoes. Let's try to run outside, popping off fireworks at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, this what's really going on? Hold on, yeah. Like, for real, for real. I'm like, first off, you don't even see anything. Why we doing this? Oh, yeah, here go the president. Hold on. Ain't saying nothing yet, but here we go. Ooh, Child, what was that football play that happened to him? He lost fingers messing around with the fireworks. Child, y'all, you got to light and get out the way. You know, why y'all be trying to hang on to them and swing them all around. They on fire. Let it go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Master Gunnery Sergeant Kevin Benier, accompanied by the President's own United States Marine Band, will now honor America with the St. Spirit bomber from Whiteman Air Force Base, escorted by 2 F-35 fighters in honor of all our military personnel who participated in Operation Midnight Hammer and who are currently serving both home and abroad, protecting our nation's freedom.
I'm going to hit the like button.
And the rockets regulate, the bombs move through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land, the
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States and First Lady Melania Trump.
And that is some sight, especially after what happened just a week ago when you look at that big, beautiful plane, and the other ones were something. It was an incredible mission. And I think I can say very proudly, and I don't have to quote the polls, that our country is more proud right now than it's been in many, many years. We have pride. We have dignity, ridiculously so fast. You know that our military now is the most sought after job there's ever been, serving in our military. 1 year ago, people didn't want to join our military. They didn't want to join our police or firefighters. They didn't want to join anything having to do with our country. And now, as you probably know, the enlistment is at an all-time record. We're packed. I think that's so important because that was so sad 1 year ago when I heard those statistics. We had a different president, but nobody wanted to join, and now we're at a record. And I will say that I just left NATO, where we had a tremendous experience. They've agreed to put up over $1 trillion a year. They went from less than 2% to 5%, and nobody thought that was possible. And they told me very strongly, the leaders of that, 1 year ago, your country was dead. And now you have the hottest country anywhere in the world. So that's the way it is, and that's the way we like it. And it's only going to get hotter. I promise you that. After that spectacular display of American power, let me just say that God bless the United States and to all Americans. I want to wish you a very happy Independence Day, happy 4th of July. This is going to be something special. This spirit in this country, we haven't seen anything like it in many, many years and decades. Let me also express our gratitude to our magnificent First Lady. She worked very hard to make this all work. And we have a fireworks display about 9 o'clock tonight. I hope you're all going to be around and watch it. I know our congressmen and our senators who are standing right here, so many of them, they did such a great job. They're going to be here. I guarantee you, they're not leaving. They're not leaving. Thanks as well to the National Park Service, the USO, and countless friends and distinguished guests. We have so many people in the audience that have so much to do with the success of our country. I think, had probably the most successful almost 6 months as a president and the presidency. I think they're saying it was the best 6 months, and I know for a fact they're saying the last 2 weeks there's never been anything like it as far as winning. As you know, 2 weeks ago, our incredible Air Force pilots conducted one of the most successful military strikes in all of history, Operation Midnight Hammer, and that's exactly what it was. It was a hammer. This evening, we're honored to be joined by 150 airmen and their families from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, home of the B-2 bomber. On guard, we kept them a little bit, let's be a little bit quiet about it. But if you want to raise your hand very quickly, raise your hand, because you people are just incredible. They don't want to be in disguise. They say, we don't have to do that. They're looking at us like we're a bunch of babies. We don't have to be in disguise. We saw all those hands go up. Thank you very much. We owe you everything. Great job. Incredible. Just a flawless country. If you remember years ago, they had helicopters crashing into each other. It was a disaster. The hostages in Iraq. And we had just the opposite. We didn't have any crashes. We didn't lose any planes. We didn't lose anybody. Those beautiful planes that you saw were totally stealth. They flew right over the center of a very hostile country. and they never even saw it coming. And then they said, skedaddle. They dropped the bombs. They said, skedaddle. And that big sucker turned over like this on its side, and it got out of there. Well, I'll tell you what, Kane, how do they do that? Do they really love doing that? Look at them, they're all laughing. And they said, do they really like doing it, sir? They can't wait. Better you than me. That's all I can say. It was a flawless mission. Every single bomb hit, and it was total obliteration. Total obliteration. Now, even the fake news is admitting that. They hated to admit it, but they had no choice. That was an incredible thing, and these heroic pilots showed our enemies what it means to fly, fight, and win. To every service member who supported that mission, we have many of them here. We've made we've made you proud by supporting, but you've made us even prouder by having the courage to get in those gorgeous machines and fly through the roughest airspace anywhere in the world. And we salute you and we honor you. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you. Joined by hundreds of service members and military families. Those families are the best we have. From all across the U.S. Armed Forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Space Force. I love the Space Force. You know why? Because we're the ones that did it. It turned out to be a very invaluable force, actually. The Coast Guard and the Marines are incredible people. On behalf of our entire nation, this 4th of July, we thank you so much for being here. Great honor. And stick around for the fireworks. Our country's had so much to celebrate this Independence Day. As we enter our 249th year, America is winning, winning, winning like never before. We're not, I'll tell you, we're in a category now that's where we've wanted to be for a long time. We suffered with 4 horrible years of embarrassment. Afghanistan may be the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. We're never going to let a thing like that happen again. Trillions of dollars are pouring into the United States for never been anything like it. There's never been anything even close. The stock market's at an all-time high. Jobs are at an all-time high. Everything's at an all-time high. And we're going to keep it that way. We have the greatest country in the world, and we're back. We're back like nobody thought possible this quickly. I thought it would take maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe even 3. And we did it in less than 6 months. We are back and strong. We've restored American strength. The world is respecting us again. When we did NATO, those leaders came up to me and they said, you know what, we're going to go to a new level of spending because you're requesting it, sir. They didn't talk to you last president like that, I can tell you. They didn't spend any money. They didn't spend anything. In a few moments, we're going to make official the greatest victory yet when I signed the one big, beautiful bill. And before I start, I've seen people so happy in our country because of that. Because so many different groups of people are being taken care of, the military and civilians of all types, jobs of all types. We're adding things like the biggest tax cut in the history of our country, child tax credits. So many things are being added that we wouldn't even have time to do. Mike Johnson right there, I see Mike, what a job they've done. What a job they've done. But you know, it was supposed to be in 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 different bills. And I was on one of the fake news shows and I said, let's do it in one beautiful, big, we want one big, beautiful bill. I said that to this newscaster, and I think a lot of the congressmen and senators were watching, and they said, let's name the bill that, the one big, beautiful bill. And that's what we did. And what we've done is put everything into one bill. It's never happened before. It's the biggest bill of its type, and he thought it would be possible to get passed. And actually, I liked it because we had so much in in there that no matter who you are, there was something in that bill that would make your congressman or your senator or your congresswoman, much more importantly, raise their hand and support, right, Lisa? So that was something, and it was really something special. So the American people gave us a historic mandate in November. We won everything. We won the swing states, all 7 swing states. We won every one. That rare 2,750 to 505. That's why when you look at a map, it's all red, a little blue on each end, but it's all red. And by the way, red means Republican, just in case. But we made promises, and it's really promises made, promises kept, and we've kept them. This is a triumph of democracy on the birthday of democracy, and I have to say that the people are happy. They're happy. And I listened to a broadcast, and I read a couple of articles. They have the Democrats, they should have voted for it. They didn't vote for tax cuts. They didn't vote for taking care of people. They didn't vote, not one vote. And we knew that because their hatred of either the country or me or both is so great. They didn't vote at all, and it's terrible. But I just have to say, they have a routine. It's terrible, they say. Terrible, terrible. You saw that guy standing up for hours yesterday. He didn't know what he was even doing there. That's not too elegant. But what is he? I said, what is he doing for so long? And he couldn't criticize the bill. He was criticizing everyone else and everything else. So they've developed, and this is according to the news media, they've developed a standard line, and we can't let them get away with it. Oh, it's dangerous. Oh, everybody's going to die. It's actually just the opposite. Everybody's going to live. This is just the opposite. And I just want you to know, if you see anything negative put out by Democrats, it's all a con job. And they said, and they compared it to just like the con job of Russia, 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 and all of the other things they did. The 51 intelligence agents said, and the laptop from hell, it came from Russia, they said. No, it didn't come. A lot of things come from Russia. That didn't come from Russia. And it was all proven out to be a fake job, and that's what they're doing with this. So we just have to look forward, fellas, look forward and just say what it is, because it's the most popular bill ever signed in the history of our country. Whether you're military or anybody else, this is the single most popular bill ever signed. Just spending cut, $1.7 trillion, and yet you won't even notice it. Just waste, fraud, and abuse in American history. So you have the biggest tax cut, the biggest spending cut, the largest border security investment in American history. We want to have strong borders, and the only thing is we want to have great elections too. You need strong borders and elections, and my people have promised me that we're going to go into elections, and we're going to make sure they're not rigged, that they're not sullied. We're going to make sure that the elections are going to be fair. You need two things. You need strong borders and you need fair elections. And we're going to make sure on the elections also, and our armed forces are one of the most vital military modernizations of all time. It will take place. So we rebuilt our military in our first term, and now we're going to modernize and remodernize our military, including building a great golden dome all over our land, so that if they get nasty with us, it's going to be knocked down. It's going to make any of the golden domes, they call them the iron domes, we're calling ours the golden dome, because we did the iron domes, and we do sort of everything, if you want to know the truth, but this blows it away. We're going to keep you safe. I want to thank every member of the House and Senate who worked to get this bill on my desk, and many of them are here, and I'm not going to mention all their names because we'll be standing here, but I have to mention a few. And especially I want to thank Vice President J.D. Vance, who's been fantastic. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who's been incredible. We have somebody that it was a passion. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, who's right here. Speaker, thank you very much. What a job, and he worked so closely with the Senate Majority Leader, John Thune, who's a fantastic guy. And those two are a team that is not going to be beat. When you look at them and you look at their counterparts on the other side, it's not even close. I want to thank both of you people for doing an incredible job. Thank you very much, John and Mike. Steve, you know, he suffered a tragedy a number of years ago. I was at his hospital bedside that night with Melania, with our First Lady, and he had no chance. The doctor said he has very little chance, and you look better today than you did then. He didn't look particularly good that. He was a disaster, right? I told him, I said, Steve, I can only tell you one thing. I was with your family and I was with your wife, and your wife was devastated. She loves you. I've seen a lot of wives that, you know, they don't seem to be so concerned in those situations. That's the kind of wife you don't want. But you have a great, beautiful wife who was really there, and you really have done. You're a very brave guy, and Mike and John and everybody that's standing with you knows it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. House Majority Whip, this is a tough cookie. I don't know why he's not the governor of Minnesota. He comes from Minnesota. He's like, look, he goes, no, I don't want to run for governor. You know, come to think of it, I think that's a good idea. You would win so easily. The guy is terrible. You would win. You just have to take a look at that handsome face of yours, and you'd win. Tom Emmer, everybody. He did a great job. I think you should consider that, although we don't want to lose him, do we? We don't want to. Let's say we are. I think say we are. What a job you did. And Senate Majority Whip John Barrasso, who's incredible. Senate Finance Chairman Mike Crapo. Thank you, Mike. What a job. What a job. He knows that tax stuff. Him and Jason, they really know their stuff. Senate Budget Committee Chairman Lynn Dunning, and I see a poll, he's 24 points up. That's not bad, Lindsay. That's not bad. 24 points up in the great state of South Carolina. House Ways and Means Chairman Jason Smith. What a job. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. These people are great. These are great patriots. I have to call them out. House Budget Committee Chairman Jody Arrington. Jody, thank you very much. Jody has been good right from the beginning, and so many others, and they're all here, and they fully understand. They'll never speak to me again, but that's okay. It is what it is. But I just want to thank everybody. A lot of senators here, a lot of congressmen and women here. Lisa, thank you very much, by the way. I have to thank you. Thank you very much. You've been fantastic. So this bill will fuel massive economic growth and lift up the hardworking citizens who make this country run. The factory workers, farmers, mechanics, waiters, waitresses, police officers, firefighters, coal miners. Coal is back. Beautiful. I said you can't use the word coal unless you precede it by saying clean, beautiful coal. It's what, you know, China's right now building 68 coal generating plants, and we're putting up wind. It doesn't work, I will tell you. Aside from ruining our fields and our valleys and killing all the birds and being very weak and very expensive, all made in China. You know, I noticed something, that with all of the windmills that China sends us, where we waste our money because it's the most expensive energy, I see that, you know, they make about 95% of them, the wind turbines. I have never seen a wind farm in China. Why is that? Somebody check that out. Tom Emmer, would you please check that out? But all the coal miners we love and the truck drivers, in this act, we have officially made the Trump tax cuts permanent. That's the largest tax cut in the history of our country, added to substantial other cuts, which is you're going to see like a rocket ship. You know, we're setting all sorts of economic records right now, and that's before this kicks in. After this kicks in, our country is going to be a rocket ship economically, and we've delivered no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. And that's why when you hear things like that, this is the most it's the biggest bill of its kind ever done by far. But we are going to have a situation, we are going to have something where people are going to realize the level of success and popularity of this bill. And sort of to close it out, it makes the child tax credit permanent for 40 million American families. And to increase the car affordability, it makes interest on a new car payment. So this had never happened before. You buy a car, you borrow money, you're allowed to deduct for income tax purposes your payment of interest. You're allowed to deduct it. It's never happened before. So run out and buy a car. But I have to tell you, it's only good, Mike, if it's made in America. If it's made in another country, you don't get it. And to protect 2 million family farms and other small businesses, we're eliminating the estate tax or the death tax. So if you want to leave your farm or your small business, but the farms are really, they have been devastated, to your children, if you love your children. By the way, if you don't love your children, don't even listen to what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. But if you love, would you live? Yes, I think you love your child. This one loves Barron. So I don't know if we're a small business. I think we're not. I'm not sure that we qualify. I'm sorry, darling. But you know, it was devastating. Farmers, they had to go out and borrow money. And by the way, is that Pam Bondi? Pam Bondi, raise your hand. Thank you, Pam, for being here. Attorney General, she's done an incredible job. So there won't be any, think of this, there won't be any death tax. You're not going to have to go borrow money. Your parents pass away and the farm goes into the bank's hands and gets foreclosed. That's not going to happen. And with 100% expensing for new investments, we're cutting taxes for every manufacturer who builds, expands. And we have expansion at the highest level that we've ever had it. We have hundreds of factories, including car plants and AI. It's coming into our country at levels that we've never seen. And to conclude, not only will we have the strongest economy on earth, we're also going to have the strongest borders on earth. And last month, did you see the number? 0 people crossed our border. 0 illegal people. And that's after Joe Biden let 21 million people, many of them people from gangs and prisons and drug lords and people that were mentally unbalanced, they let them into our country. We're getting them out at record numbers, and we have an obligation to, and we're doing it. So as we approach the 250th anniversary of America's founding exactly 1 year from now, we are creating an economy that delivers wealth for the middle class, a border that is sovereign and secure, and a military that is unmatched, unequaled anywhere in the world. And you saw that. And what a beautiful sight that was, especially after watching what they did just a short while ago. The golden age of America is upon us. We are in the golden age. It's going to be a period of time, the likes of which I don't think this country has ever experienced before. We're going to make America great again, and it's happening very fast. We love you. We thank you for being here. Enjoy the fireworks tonight. And First Lady, I want to thank you. You have been unbelievable. You think it's easy being First Lady? It's not. Thank you all very much. Happy 4th of July. God bless you all. Thank you very much, everybody.
Get the green. I know this is green for our friends. We're going to use about an hour and a half, hour 45. This is green.
Let me go back now.
Tell who that, because she needs some clothes. She needs some clothes. Bro, they sticking me too, child.
President, this is the gavel we use to enact the big, beautiful bill, and I want you to have that for your
Are we ready?
We're ready.
Are we ready?
Good.
Have a good time, Hi, Margie. There you go. 28 points. It's a lot of points.
Good job.
Yes, absolutely. And we have some more. We'll give you some more. You know, our great first lady.
Oh, yeah, you would have worked me.
Scott.
Congratulations.
I'll let you know the guy. I don't know how she did that, honey.
Now you got to go in.
You're very trusting.
Get that guy raised. Get that guy raised.
Anything else going on?
Thank you very much, everybody. And I want to thank the people up here. They're unbelievable people. Mary, hi, Mary. How's Scott doing? Good job? Scott, how's the economy? Okay?
Wonderful.
Going to get better.
From South Carolina.
It's been amazing. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good time. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.
Y'all can see our president. He got his big, beautiful bill and got it on time. That's all I can pretty much say about that. So we have a poll going. Yeah, looks like it's pretty much the same. 56 says that the bill is going to hurt Americans. 44% say that it will not. Disgusting human racism, corruption, destruction. Child, y'all need to quit playing. Did we had this conversation the other day about folks not being clear about what racism actually is? And how folks tend to get racism and prejudice confused. What you say? People trying to get here because America stole the wealth and natural resources of their countries, destroying the environment and sustainability of their nations. You might be on the song with that right there. You know, we do kind of go over the people's spot and take their stuff. What you say? Trump got all his policy done in 6 months. He's standing on business. And it ain't even really been 6 months yet, but I get what you're saying. Listen, I mean, okay, y'all keep talking about, saying billionaires not paying taxes. Just because they're not paying the same amount of taxes that you paying, because they in a different tax bracket, doesn't mean they're not paying taxes. Like, what do y'all think them paying what you think they should pay would look like? Just because I want to know. Like, what does that look like for y'all? It won't, Mark. It won't. You put your time in and did what you're supposed to do, and all your stuff is able to be verified and certified, you good. But if you out here, playing around and talking about you can't work because you got you got the PTSD, and we can't really verify what gave you PTSD, we're gonna need you to put them 80 on it. Put them 80 on it. Exactly. Different incomes, different percentages. Exactly. Pay the same percentage we have to pay, in my opinion. Okay, well, how's that gonna be possible if you don't make the same thing? It's based on percentages. And then if you're somebody who, you know what I'm saying, you have exemptions available to you and deductions that you're not taking advantage of, you could be paying less. So how are we going to hold somebody else responsible for that? That's what I'm trying to figure out. If you leave, let's say you leave $8,000 worth of, you know what I'm saying, deductions on the table, why would somebody, because you decided to pay the extra $8,000, why would you be mad because somebody else decided not to? Again, you not making Amazon money, Chase. You don't make Amazon money. If you made Amazon money and you paid 6%, you wouldn't have nothing to say. Okay. I feel like Mark, I know you do because you got a little bit of common sense. Okay, Chase, well, figure out how to get your 35% down to 25 or 20%. Like, that's all I'm saying. But you paying 35% and you don't have to, you can't get mad at somebody else who you're saying was able to cut their 35% down to 20. You can't be mad at them. That's dumb. What you need to do is get them to figure out how they did that. So you can do it and then you might not have nothing to say. What's going on, Derek? I mean, they're trying to make food better again. People's mad. There's folks really out here protesting because they want to take dye out the Kool-Aid. We got no tax on overtime, no tax on tips, and folks is really pissed off about that, which I don't understand. I mean, I'm not in the position, you know what I'm saying, where I have the opportunity to work overtime or get any tips. But if I was, I wouldn't be pissed off because I no longer have to pay tax on it. That just don't make sense. And what trips me out is it was actually some business owners was mad about that. I mean, you pay them a wage, you don't pay their taxes for them. The tax they pay on the money that you pay them ain't got nothing to do with you. So why you mad? What you say? On average, humans in America are fatter than hippos. I mean, listen. A tip is a reward for a good job. Exactly. So if that's your reward for a good job, shouldn't you be able to keep it? Would you say 18? You think they're upset because it's coming from Trump? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I can absolutely see that. I wish I could direct where my taxes go and where the sense of support. Okay, well, the best way to do that, Mark, is how you vote on a local level. See, a lot of people say they only vote when it's time for the president and they expect the president to solve all the problems, when most of the problems are so far below the president that he don't even need to be bothered with it. All you got to do is pay attention and vote in your local elections. No tax on tips expires in 2 years. Tax breaks for billionaires never expire. Well, make you some billionaire money and then you can get the tax breaks. What's the problem? Yeah, local elections is the way to go. Start there. First of all, you have much more access to those people than you do the president. You could go to their office. You can call them on the phone. You can't call Trump. Talk about nothing. So again, most of the stuff that people sit up and complain about, you can fix if you vote on a local level. But you know what I'm saying, letting all the local elections go by and then vote for the president and then get mad because he can't change something in your state makes no sense. That's why we got mayors sitting around talking about I wish I could convince Beyonce to play my city for a week and that would help get our state out of economic trouble. Like, these are the type of people y'all be voting for, and then, you know what I'm saying, want to hold Trump responsible. Or Biden, or Obama, or Bush, or whoever the president is at the time. Don't make no sense. You know what, Chase? A lot of the voting on the local level is what created these damn billionaires. Let's pay attention. Quit worrying about people's pocket. Yeah, you have more say in local elections. Like where I am, Mark, I can let's see. It's only I mean, it really ain't nobody I can't get to, because I mean, hell, even the governor only a 2-hour ride from where I'm at. If I felt like I really needed to go see him about something. But I mean, like the senators and the rest of the people, they like 20 minutes from me. I see them all the time. Mayor, all of them. So I mean, again, most of the stuff y'all be complaining about get started on the local level. And y'all busy, you know what I'm saying, trying to blame, you know what I'm saying, whoever the president is at the time. You got to pay attention. Pay attention. What you say, I do agree. It's definitely who you vote for when it comes to your mayor, your senator, and your congressman. Exactly. I'm talking to everybody who listening. I'm just saying, y'all, some of y'all are putting all your anger and your disgust in the wrong place. Local level gets its funded from the federal government, exactly, but you still have a say on what they go do. Somebody got to go to the federal government to get it. Stop making these excuses, Chase. Like, for real. Because you clearly ain't living up to your name. You ain't figured out how to chase this money. Listen, for some people it was a policy vote. For some people it was a character vote. And for some people, you know what I'm saying, it's a character, you know what I'm saying, issue why they don't want to figure out what's going on. You cannot agree with somebody and still recognize they doing a good job. You cannot like somebody and still, you know what I'm saying, give them credit for making a correct statement, even if it's once every 10 years. They still made a correct statement 10 years ago. Like, y'all be doing too much. Too much. You're running off of emotion. Gotta stop running off of emotion. Yeah, according to what I'm looking at in this bill, the no tax on tips, you can make up to $25,000 a year and not pay any taxes. The overtime pay, you can make up to $12,500 a year and pay no taxes on it. So this, again, is on top of your regular money. I'm just saying, if you in a position where you can, you know what I'm saying, take advantage of either one or both, go ahead and run the table while you can. If it lasts for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 4 years, 10 years, whatever. If you're in a position where you can run the table on that, take advantage. Just do a little basic math and make sure you don't go over. That's all I'm saying. But that sounds like too much responsibility to me. My bad. Calculate your income. New deductions. We're getting deductions on auto loan interest on vehicles made here in the United States. Y'all love to want to. Y'all love to want to go get the new whip. Now, some of y'all credit ain't the best. Take advantage. That's all I'm saying. Take advantage if you can. I can't. My car Toyota, and it's paid for, so I don't have no auto loan. The next vehicle will be a Toyota. So I ain't gonna be able to take advantage of that. But for y'all, you know what I'm saying, who got your F-150s and your Silverados, you know what I'm saying, and your Vets and all of that, and your Mustangs, have at it. Take full advantage. That's all I'm saying. Take advantage. Now, as far as the Medicaid and the SNAP situation, listen, if you ain't supposed to be here, we shouldn't be paying. I don't understand why this is the problem. If you ain't supposed to be here and you desire to stay, get your paperwork. Get you some paperwork. You had to fill out paperwork to get them benefits. Fill out some paperwork to stay. I'm just confused about what the problem is. Ain't that in the same building? At least it is where I live. You take care of both of them in the same building. Now, if you're a recipient of one or more of those services that I just named. What you say, Derek? If you're able to buy you a new car, you're gonna buy a Japanese car. Okay, again, that's the decision. You like me, that's the decision that we've made. That what I want, that I don't put together over here. So I just have to bypass that interest. I'm gonna have to let that ride. I can't be mad about that. Because again, the object of what the president said, his goal is to have more manufacturing here in the United States. So, all right, cool. But again, what I want ain't coming from over here. I'm cool with that. Now, back to what about the Medicaid and the SNAP. If you, because again, our goal is to be productive be more productive as a country. So if you are receiving no copay on your doctor's visits and $3 and $5 prescriptions, I don't think it's a unreasonable request for you to put in 20 hours a week or 80 hours a month working somewhere. Because one, that's gonna keep you active, get your health in order. As somebody who's been on their on their health improvement journey and really got serious about it in October, just walking an hour a day has done wonders. So can you imagine what 20 hours a week of moving around to do for you? And nobody even said you had to be up on your feet moving around, get your work from home job. You said you got to work. They're gonna be tightening up, your check-ins, your eligibility. Folks been sliding, kids been gone out the house 10 years, still collecting benefits. We're putting an end to that. You know what I'm saying? You collecting benefits instead of working, with the other parent. We're putting an end to that. Now, the one I'm personally excited about is we putting an end to this electric vehicle mandate. Because as a Camry owner, I wanted a new Camry, but the new Camry is on that hybrid. I don't want that. I want gas. I don't want that. So yeah, go ahead and put an end to that, President. And then we might, a couple of years down the road, we might look at getting another Camry. But right now, I don't want no hybrid. And that's all they're working with right now. So yeah, let them go ahead and put an end to that, and we can circle back. For me personally, I'm excited about that. Now, this defense and border spending. Now, I will say this: if the numbers that are being reported are accurate and what you're doing right now is good, I don't think we need to add no more money to that. Keep doing what you're doing. If what's going on right now is working, then let it work. We don't need that's money we can allocate somewhere else. What you say, Derek? Your grandma would say every able-bodied must work. This is what I'm talking about, man. It don't work, don't eat. Oops, but you can get away with that here in America. Nah, yeah, I'm with the president. We're gonna put an end to all of this. Contribute something. You busy making withdrawals and you ain't make no deposit. Yeah, nah. Hell, I got some family. Ain't had no job in half my life drawing benefits. Nah, you didn't ever put nothing in. How you work for 10 years and then get 60 years worth of benefits? Nah, that ain't cool. What you say, Amber? If you make more than $200,000 a year or are worth millions, it makes no sense to apply this bill. If you're one of the poorest who attended Trump rallies on the middle class like me, it doesn't. How so, Amber? Okay, and again, we need to define poor, because what one person might consider poor, the next person might not consider poor. What you say, you disabled, exactly, you can do something and you're willing to do it, but we got people, what I'm saying, we got people who, like, literally, and I know people who, what I'm saying, been on my channel for a while, y'all have heard me tell this story, what I'm saying, before, I got to where I was able to work from home, and I would go to work, and I had a coworker was missing a leg on the left side and an arm on the right. We on the elevator every damn day. So how they coming to work and you sit up and talk about you can't work because you got PTSD because a gun went off in front of you? The hell you talking about? Nah, word. That don't make sense. So yeah, until somebody come and beat that story, I sympathy is real low. Leg missing on the right, arm missing on the left, and we was on the elevator every day. So yeah, I'm not feeling it. Which is that if you're making that, you can pay for it. Exactly. And what's the point of the tax man? To get you every deduction possible so that you can pay less. But I'm just saying, if you really serious about that and can't afford no tax man, you can still get it done. It's called a library. It's called the internet. It's called y'all favorite Chat, GPT, and Google. Like, get it done. Get it done. Exactly. What you say, Truth 01, able-bodied people turning down work because they lazy. Exactly. Exactly. Nobody got time for all of that. Ain't nobody got time. I just don't see you. I'm just saying, you just got to do 80. You could break it up any way you like. I'm just saying, you would do 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's a half a shift. I spend more time in that at my job in meetings where I'm not actually doing the work yet. Like, cool, let's quit playing. Or, I'm saying, if you want to do 40 hours a week for 2 weeks, week on, week off, week on, week off, however you want to work, but I just don't feel like that's a difficult ask. Because nobody said you had to go out and pick tomatoes or potatoes or onions or oranges or cotton or nothing like that. They just said work. Hell, you go to Walmart and be a damn greeter. Ain't that working? You work at the damn library. Ain't that working? Like, let's be for real. Like, let's stop playing these games. Nobody said they had to be back-breaking work. Just work. Some of y'all don't want to do that, but then saying, so the check don't come, you in your feelings. Nobody in the mood for all of that. Like, this ain't that deep. Okay, so what we talking about? Defense and border spending. We got $46.5 billion for the border wall. I don't know about that, because my thing with the wall is, you leave and then other administrations spend $100 billion, to tear it down. I don't know about that wall part. We got $30 billion for ICE. I don't know about that either. I'm gonna be honest. I don't quite know about that part. So if you want to know about PTSD, I'll tell you about PTSD. Medical PTSD, you freak out at the slightest thing. Well, y'all might want to go see somebody about that. Right. Did nobody say PTSD wasn't real? But again, I work with people with PTSD, and they come to what? Work. Would you say you're a stroke victim? You got a malform of cerebral palsy and narcolepsy. Okay, Mark. Well, you know I know about the stroke situation. Like I said, with my mom, I know all about that. But again, like, if you if you can get up and do something, I'm pretty sure you do it. But we got people don't want to do nothing. Let's see, we got $25 billion for missile defense and another $10 billion for space programs. I don't know if we really need to be concerned with space right about now. Hell, ain't nobody trying to go up there. We could keep that $10 billion and do something else with that. I'm not really, My sister worked for NASA, so the space, we do something else with that. Okay, so this also defunds Planned Parenthood and restricts gender affirming care under federal programs. Anybody, you know what? How much is that gonna save us? That's what I want to know. Hold on. I want to know. Hold on. How much is I don't have no problem with it. Why do we need to militarize space? Ain't nobody out there. Not on a grand scale. Let's see. Defunding Planned Parenthood. Okay, so estimates on it. Okay, I don't understand how that makes sense. Okay, so restricting gender affirming care would save Medicaid and CHIP $700 million over 10 years. Exactly. Embrace solutions, not excuses. I'd be so tired of folks. Because I'm just saying, it's some other things we need to be looking into instead of worrying, worrying about, you coughing up these 80 hours a week. Because again, I give 80 in about 7 days. So I'm just confused about what y'all crying about. And my healthcare is quite a bit expensive. I pay about $300 a paycheck for healthcare for just myself. So I don't want to hear shit about y'all putting in on damn 80 hours in a month when I got to cough up 80 in 7 days. Y'all will be all right. What is this? Okay. Yeah, no, I don't hit. But again, even with all of this, it's still gonna be a while before we actually see what the actual impact is gonna be. Okay, so according to Copilot, over the next 10 years, the big beautiful bill should save us about $648 million in net savings. So again, we'll see. Because Trump only gonna be president, he only got this last term, unless something else monumental pop off and they get rid of the 2-term max for presidents. I mean, unless that happens, I mean, this is his last hurrah. So I don't understand why people out here having strokes and seizures and all that kind of shit about somebody who's gonna be gone and potentially gone forever. That's all I'm saying. Wait, is he coming back on tonight? I think he got one more hurrah later on this evening for the fireworks. We might cover that. We might not. Which is, I can't stand for long periods of time, but give me a chair. Hey, that's what I'm saying, Mark. Nobody said you had to go. That's what I'm saying. These 80 hours, nowhere is it mandated you got to go put in manual labor. You can work in a call center. You can work at Walmart. That's it. Nobody said you had to go out here and what you say, Truth 01, I worked my ass off, save. Now I'm good. Live within my means. Just don't blow it because I had it. Exactly. But that's what a lot of people did. And then want to come over here and be like, well, I mean, this is America. You should help me out. Like, the fuck out of here with that. What you say, TJ, that ain't gonna happen. He don't even want to run again. That's what I'm saying. Hell, he lose money every time he run. I wouldn't be bothered. But that's just me. I wouldn't be bothered with none of that. They come over here and be trying to be a service and lose money. The hell kind of sense that make. But it is what it is. But again, some people gonna love him no matter what he does. Other people gonna hate him no matter what he does. I mean, at this point, it's too many people not looking at what's being done. They looking at how they feel about what's being done and what they, because most people, and again, it's something I had to, break myself of, stop automatically going to the worst case scenario. Exactly. He about to be, he want to chill. This is what I'm talking about. I want to chill too. And he got a new grandbaby. He ain't got time to be sitting up here with y'all ungrateful ass folk arguing. I'm just saying, give me an hour with Trump. I'm just trying to figure out how to get this money right, sir. That's all I want to know. I don't need to know about nothing else. Just let's talk about this money. Let's talk about this cash. Mine is not where it need to be, and I'm trying to get there. What you say? How is it saving money? If the tariffs go through, it's the largest tax increase on consumers. I'm a blue collar, rural business owner. Every aspect of my costs are increasing. Read the bill. What is your business, sir? Just because I want to know, Dan. What's your business? TJ said he wants to leave behind a positive legacy. What is your business, sir? Just so we can know. Happy 4th, Truth. Like, yeah, just so we can know what's going on. Flooring contractor. We've already let people go do the work slow down. Okay, so work slowing down, is that because there just might not be a need at the moment, or is that because of Trump? Because I mean, honestly, how often do you need to redo your floor? I mean, I'm just asking because I want to know. Hold on, truth, but hang on. We talking about getting your floor done. Like, again, like that's something you do and that lasts you like 10, 15, maybe 20 years, depending on, what you actually had done. So, I mean, I'm just trying to get what's going on. Well, right. He's not in Florida. What did he say he had? He said he's somewhere in the root. So you gotta be somewhere in the Midwest. Am I close? What you say, KD? I'm just tired of people that sit around all day, lay on their back, and get to live better than me. And I go to work every day to make a better life for me and my family. This is what I'm talking about, sir. That right there is what we're talking about. So if we have an opportunity to just, even if it's only to put a dent in that, why would you be upset? You said, it's my first slowdown since COVID. I'm the busiest contractor in my area, typically working 6+ days a week. My contracts include nursing homes. Okay. But again, sir, once you do that work, how long is it before you have to come back and do it again? I mean, you may have just covered all of the area. What you say? Why are they hiding the fact that the Medicaid cuts are for illegal immigrants? Girl, who hiding that? We've been talking about that over here. What you say? Hell yeah, I'm tired of my taxes making everyone else rich while I work my ass off and stay poor. Listen, I can dig it. I'm just, saying, folks ain't working. That's my thing. Because I mean, I don't get to not work. Again, during COVID, I didn't get to skip any bills. Not one. Not a mortgage payment, not an internet bill, not a light bill, not a water bill, not a car insurance bill, and damn sure not a credit card. Not one. And it's people in this city that I live in, they pay rent in 4 years. They're crying because they got to go. So I feel you. I feel you on that. I feel you, TJ. Real talk. Not one. I didn't get to skip shit. So yeah, my sympathy is gonna be real slim. Real slim. So it's not just illegal immigrants, it's the elderly in nursing homes, Medicare, Medicaid fund. the budget shortfalls, people's retirement and Social Security aren't enough. Exactly. But okay, well now if your retirement and Social Security put together not enough, that might be a you problem, not a system problem. Because again, neither one of them was built to stand on their own. When you put the two of them together, you should be more than good. What Mark said, the economy took a hit. You in the position to expand in other areas. I was gonna say that, like, you might have to hit the next town over or the next two town over. You might have to take that hour ride, like. Which is that I paid my taxes all my life and now decided to retire and start receiving Social Security, and the government still wants to take taxes out of that. Tony, they've been taking taxes out of that. What you talking about? You have to pay your Medicare out of that. When you take your money out your 401k, you pay taxes on that. Like, this ain't new. This ain't new. You've been paying taxes. This is not new. So I mean, I'm still not getting the it's so horrible that you got to get up and work. And nobody said everybody was gonna have to do that. Again, it's gonna be criteria you got to meet. If you meet the criteria, then you ain't got to worry about none of that. If you don't, then get your ass to work. Which is, I travel 60 to 80 miles to work and still pay $30,000 in taxes. There's no point in telling you anything. The reality and cruelty is real, and I hope someday you realize. Mr. Jordan, you still in here? Eric, you in here? So we can talk about what you pay in taxes versus Mr. Dan, who over here boohooing and crying. I think at one point you mentioned you pay way more than that. I mean, again, look at how you can bring your tax. Wait, Death Note. That's, you know what? That's what we need. We need Death Note. He'll get you right. If it's anybody who know how to bring your tax rate down, it's Death Note. Believe that. I have learned a lot from him since, you know what I'm saying, we've been doing this channel. Quality information. I'm just saying, you gotta figure out how to bring it down. Work full time for 34 years, makes me sick to see able-bodied folks get my money for nothing. Okay, I feel you, Bo Hunter. That's what we talking about. You said some people are still stuck in the matrix of falsehoods. I'm just saying, like, everything can't be doom and gloom. You can't, everything that come out your mouth can't be doom and gloom. And then you sit here and be, hold on, y'all. Yeah, everything that come out your mouth can't be doom and gloom. And then you sit around and be confused about why everything in your life is doom and gloom. Because that's what you speaking into your universe. The tongue is powerful. I've had to learn that. I'm not sitting up here telling y'all nothing I ain't have to learn. And damn tongue will get you in or out of trouble. That's all I'm saying. You have to be careful about what you speaking and what you're thinking. Because usually what you think is going to reflect in what you speak. So yeah, I mean, some folks just, I don't know, it takes too long. I don't know that one. I'm just saying, you gotta everything is not negative. I'm not saying it goes completely to the other side and everything is positive, but I mean, you gotta be able to see both in everything. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, LR 2026. I'm just saying again, these are things that I'm either currently working on or things that I've had to work on. For some people, this bill is gonna be fantastic. For other people, it's gonna suck. There's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be in the middle. It's gonna be another sector of people that you're saying that's gonna take it for what it is and make it work for them. What you choose to do with it is on you. But if you already going in with the victim mentality, I can't get nothing done, and he holding me back, and this, that, and the fourth, then when that happens, you ain't got nobody to blame but you. Like you gotta. Well, you know what, Graham? Don't worry about that. Because again, you worry about the wrong thing, so it lets me know you're not listening. That lets me know you're not listening to what's being said. But it's all right. Which one is this? Well, okay, cool. I'm just saying, it is what it is, what it is, what it ain't. Let's see. What is this correct? There will be no people in the middle. Mind control don't work in the real world. The bill will hurt people. Ain't nobody saying nothing about mind control. You might need to have some self-control. But again, if you want to be, saying y'all want to be, hell bent and stuck on, oh, woe is me, then be stuck on, oh, woe is me. Let's see what's going on with these bomber jets. We doing something else over here. We doing something else. We're not gonna be stuck on the, we can't do no better and we so oppressed and all of that. Because again, if this is supposed to be America, the greatest country in the world, then nobody is oppressed to the point where they can't do anything. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. We either the shit or we ain't. It's that simple. You is or you ain't. No. Make up your mind. You want to live good or you want to be in struggle? What you say? It's cold for I'm about to go get it. Listen, I'm just saying. We live in a real world and tariffs will hurt you to question what is your age and education level. Okay, see, Corey, you doing a lot. You doing a lot. And we don't ever hit, none of what we're talking about is Trump support. We're talking about common sense. But you've proven that you emotional, so we don't expect this to reach you. We over here talking about, basic math, and you over here talking about, how old you think I am? And you do know that education is job training, correct? Would you say educated kids from Columbia have no common sense? Okay, so y'all getting stupid now. If I was on EBT, why would I be on here talking about, that going to work is a good thing? Like, y'all need to pay some fucking attention. Oh, wait, that's what this is. That ain't helpful. Like, let's be completely serious. That don't even make sense. I'm not worried about my job. Trust me. I'm worried about my job at all. Now, what I had before the one I got now, yeah, that's something different because they over there struggling. But yeah, no, I'm not worried about my job. And my thing is like, why are y'all wishing, you know what I'm saying, hardship on people? Okay, I didn't say anything about education being just for jobs. I said that the current educational systems today, especially college, ain't nothing but job training. Since I mean, you want to know about, you know what I'm saying, somebody's education level, that would be the only way to measure that, right? Now, I don't know about the, I mean, the economy is better than it was, but it could be better. Absolutely not. I just said I had a job, so how am I on Section 8? I need y'all to listen. I need y'all to listen. Okay, Corey, you know, okay. Only those who have not been immersed in higher education would say that. Those of us who've been there, we know. We know what it is. Are they still flying? We know what it is. Okay, y'all need jacked up fireworks we got going on. Ain't working. This is not working. Okay, policies aside, we need to reward working folks. Seems we have it backwards. I would agree. As if we reward non-productivity, we're in where did dignity go? Seriously, how do you have some folks look in the mirror each day, child? Because you got 35 people, you know what I'm saying, in their ear telling them ain't nothing wrong with what they doing. We in America, we can handle it. We say, why pay rent to someone when you can get your own house? It's time to stop paying someone else's mortgage. I mean, listen. Some people not able to work. People deserve to be treated as human beings. Okay, if you can't work, then okay, cool. But some of these reasons that these people have for not working is bullshit. And therapy will fix all of that. Therapy and getting up off your ass will fix a lot of problems. Nobody's saying that, you know what I'm saying, there aren't people out here that can't work. But a lot of these people that talk about they can't work, it's a funny thing, they on the damn Carnival Cruise, you know what I'm saying, with their boots on the ground. But you can't go, you know what I'm saying, work at the pharmacy at CVS so they don't have to close at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I ain't trying to hear it. Well, go ahead and go on off, Tony. It's all right. It is all right. I didn't say they were. It's a lot of things that can be, you know what I'm saying, that can be changed. It's a lot of folks getting over on bullshit. So, again, if you ain't figured out, we call everybody out over here. I don't know what the hell to tell you. And this clearly ain't the place for you. So, that's all I got. Because what y'all ain't going to do is get on my nerves with all these excuses. What you say? Billionaires get taxed. Some get breaks so they can create jobs. Child, they don't want to hear that, Marlo. They don't want to hear none of that. All they want to hear is billionaires get tax breaks. They don't want to hear about, you know what I'm saying, the trickle down effect. They don't want no, they don't want to hear no parts of that. So again, here trying to talk to folk who, you know what I'm saying, ain't they don't want to hear it. Some do that, and that's the responsible thing to do, and then you got others who don't. You say 95% of working people receiving welfare benefits are working people. Not in the state of North Carolina, they ain't. Cut that shit. That is not what's happening over here. Trust. That's not what's happening over here. And if that's the case, then why you have so many projects in inner cities? No, most of them ain't working people these days. The projects ain't good times no more. What you say is common sense, but how people not exactly. The hood is not good times anymore. Folks ain't going to work in the hood. Like, let's be for real. For what? Oh, tomorrow. Oh, okay. Yeah. That ain't that ain't what people doing. So yeah, I know people ain't seen no job in 2 decades, getting all the services. We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. But which that's what they say, Mark. Common sense ain't common. Most poor people are working people. No, okay, that's what you call the working poor, but working poor and the lifetime welfare recipient ain't on the same level, and people who work will be offended that you put them all in the same group. Come on, Rev. Come on, Rev. Come on, Rev. Yeah, but you listen. You need to stop having the attitude of people only deserve to live if they able-bodied. Many people aren't able to work, and that's okay. No, it's not. Listen, again, if something happened to you and you really can't, then that's cool. But if you can, you should. Put your time in like everybody else. Because I'm able-bodied, but I don't get to sit around and not work all day. So, I mean, listen, like I said, if something happened to you and you can't, that's what it is. But if you can't and don't want to, then that's something else. Exactly, Marlo. Exactly. There are. It's a lot of jobs that people out here don't want to do. It's the problem. And the government doesn't do anything for the go-getter. Okay. And you know why? Because we got people sitting around talking about it's all right if you don't want to be a go-getter. That's why. Oh, Reggie, I've been in the need of help. I might be in the need of help right now. Whether or not I'm getting that help is something different. So let's not go there. And a lot of times when you are in need of help and the fact that you can get up and work, you don't get help. When you do what you're supposed to do and not have babies all over the place and be a productive citizen, you usually don't get help in the rare times that you need it. That's what we're talking about. Listen, Frederico, if picking strawberries can keep you off the street, then pick them strawberries until you can do better. No, they don't. No, they do not. You do not deserve to have a nice life on somebody else's dime. No, you don't. You do not. I mean, that part right there, Marlo, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Yeah, it's been signed. Again, if you want to make a withdrawal, you should have to make a deposit. It's that simple. Can you go to the bank and you have $5 in your account and go there and get $1,500 out somebody else's account? Hell no. Same thing. Y'all need to quit playing. You should get out what you put in. Well, I mean, Frederico, some of us don't have to do that because we got skills that allow us to be able to do something else. But again, if I didn't have any skills and that's all I could do, and I needed to get it, then I guess I'm gonna have to go get the picking. This is not hard. Do what you can do while you learning to do better. That is not a hard concept. I mean, anybody who feel like it is, then we got a whole different issue. And on that note, y'all, I got to go because I got to make dinner with these with this food that I had to use my job to pay for because I don't get no SNAP and none of that. So yeah, for my regular fam, I will be back later on this evening. Exactly, skills of currency. That part right there, Mark. But again, and I used my skills in exchange for currency, and I took said currency to the grocery store and exchanged that for food, which I'm about to go in here and cook. So again, for my fam, we're gonna be back later on because we gotta have a conversation about a couple of things. We might take a look. No, I have not been in the military. My parents put me in the position where I had other options besides going to the military to try to have a decent life. So yeah, no, I didn't go. My father didn't go. Both of my grandfathers went. One because he wanted to. The other one didn't never want to have nothing to do with it. He got drafted. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, we decided to gain other skills where we didn't have to rely on being in the military to try to get it, which is what a lot of Black folk do. We went a different route. All right, Mark. Yeah, definitely come back because we are going to take a look at MTR and Corey Holcomb, and we are going to see how that conversation went. It's going to be interesting. I had a good time in Puerto Rico. Yeah, disability claims need to be genuine across the board. Yeah, I get many are legit, but hardworking folks end up paying for. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, we're not gonna hold it against you. Saying something really happened to you, and you doing the best you can do, and you need a little bit of help. Man, ain't nobody trying to hold that against you. We got folks be lying through their ass. Don't be nothing wrong with them. Hell, I see folk pull up to the social services office and get out their car and get their walker and wheelchair and shit out the trunk and go on up in there and then get back out in the parking lot and put all that bullshit back in the trunk. And I saw one of them do that and then walked across the street to the damn restaurant. So I'm not trying to hear it. It's foolishness. Then when something really happened to you, you confused as to why. Because you put that in the atmosphere, that's why. You put that in the atmosphere. So at this point, do we feel bad for you? No. So it is what it is. But again, fam, make sure you got your notifications on. Again, I will be back later on. We're going to take a look at Corey and MTR. And we are going to see if Black men can get on the same accord. Again, I appreciate y'all stopping by. Make sure you hit the like button if you have not. Make sure you subscribe if you are new. Have a fantastic remainder of your 4th of July, and I will see y'all later. Bye.